and welcome to This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the Smart Device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar, and on this website, onthisday.com.
Correct. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
Johin.
And today is Freya's Day, also known as Friday, November 4th, 2022. So,
I'll start it.
alright.
In 922, Charis becomes Bishop of Luke.
Shars? Okay, wait.
Charis.
Where are you? Oh, there it is. Rishars. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I have never heard of a name like that.
Risharius, huh.
I'm glad they got rid of the IUS to put a D.
I don't know, man. Risharius? That sounds pretty cool. I might actually name my son that. Risharius. Risharius. Huh.
You're sorry, it sounds like some pill you'll take to get your dick up.
It's like Cialis, but it's Risharius. Oh,
Every,
God.
everybody's dancing and you're hearing the fucking horrible side effects: blood clot, stroke, seizures, amnesia.
Caesars? Oh, my God. Oh, it's seizures, not I thought you meant Caesars, like, if you have an outbreak of Caesars, of, like, Roman
No.
leaders, like, take some
No.
Risharius.
No. Also, 1333, flood of the Arno River causes massive damage in Florence. That's recorded by the Florentine chronicler Giovanni Villani. Damn, I love that name. Giovanni Villani. Boy, that sounds like some guy you don't want to mess with. It is Giovanni Villani.
Giovanni Villani, good lord.
Yes. And 1429, Joan of Arc and Charles Albert liberate the heavily fortified town of Saint Pierre Le Mortier. Mortimer. Yeah, Le Mortier after a siege. Oh shit.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, so they liberated a city after a siege. Oh, so that means that the siege, the city capitulated, and then they went in and took it back. Huh, that's interesting. Moving on up into 1520, Danish-Norwegian King Christian II was crowned King of Sweden. Alright. That's a pretty cool hat he has. Huh.
Man, that is a fancy hat.
It is. Then 1645, Prince Frederick Henry conquered Holst. Not Hearst, Holst. Huh. Okay.
Oh. 1646.
Yeah, I just saw that. 1646, Massachusetts used death penalty for denying that Holy Bible is God's wrath. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. Or word, not wrath, but word. So straight up, if you deny the Bible, they kill you. Jesus.
If you question the Bible, you die.
Ay. Well, I guess I'd be
course,
dead, so...
Of course, that's believable from Massachusetts. Look what they did to some women back in the day.
Yep.
What is 2 plus 2? Mary? Or witch?
Witch! Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's not a good image for the song The Spirit of Massachusetts is the Spirit of America. So...
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that was my 3, so it's your turn now.
In 1783, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's Symphony No. 36 premieres in Linz, Austria.
Huh. Okay.
Selection of interest.
Yep.
This is interest.
Ooh.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
1856, James Buchanan's elected 15th President of the United States.
Yeah, this is election season. I spoke about 4 or 5 elections yesterday.
Then after that, it's going to be Lincoln.
Yeah, but actually, I see a couple ones that we didn't see prior.
We'll see it.
I see 1845.
I'll do that first, but first, 1841. First wagon train arrives in California after a 5.5 month and 1730,000 mile
1,730 miles.
Yeah, 1,730 mile journey over the Sierra Nevada from Missouri.
Well, all right. I did not believe I missed that. Like, good good catch, dude. California, man. Like, I should pay more attention. I
From
should
the
immediately like
Sie-
see my state and be like, focus. You know, like I'm
Damn, from Sierra Nevada from Missouri. Holy shit!
damn. That's a long,
It
like a
is,
1,000 miles. Almost 2,000. That's a lot. So
especially with the mountains.
yeah.
Also, 1845, first national observed uniform election day in the United States, the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I remember talking about this on the show yesterday, and like I think you were around when we first were doing this. Yeah, you were. It was elections used to be in January, and then they moved it into November at some point. And I think that was because like somebody was talking to me yesterday about this. It was because of FDR. He had 4 terms, so they had to rewrite the whole thing, and then they changed the election day while doing that as well. I believe that's how it happened. So.
Mm-hmm.
But then 1846 there, look at that.
1846, American inventor Benjamin Palmer from Meredith, New Hampshire, patents the artificial leg.
Oh,
That really helped some people out after the war who had their legs amputated.
oh yes, yes. Prosthetics have been a huge booming industry. Like people don't seem to realize that it's nothing new. It's been around for a long time. I mean, like yeah, we can think of like the stereotypical pig leg for the pirate or like boat people or whatever, but like actual like somewhat functional prosthetics, with hinges and stuff, have been around for a long time. And actually, the oldest prosthetic theorized, actually not even theorized, I believe it's true because they actually tested it, was a toe found on a mummy in ancient Egypt. And they tested it, and it actually does provide, like help with walking. So it is a functional, not just, oh, I'm missing a toe, so put something there. It actually, functioned and formed. So really cool, really cool.
Good.
Well, I'm going to move us up here to 1854. Lighthouse was built on Alcatraz Island in San Francisco Bay, so that's pretty cool. You know.
Yep.
But then moving on up into 1862, U.S. inventor Richard Jordan Gatling patented his hand crank Gatling machine gun in Indianapolis. I have to
Yes.
I have to copy and paste that.
A
So
doctor made that.
a doctor, yeah. Well, if anybody knows how to kill people, it'd be doctors. Yeah. And then moving on up into unless I'm missing anything.
Uh, 1864,
Okay, 1864. Which one?
the first one.
Battle of Reynoldsburg Island near Johannesville, Tennessee. Confederate troops bombarded Union supplies and the fleet, destroying 4 gunboats. Dang! Wow, that's a battle. Good lord. That was my 3.
Okay. 1875, Massachusetts Rifle Association is founded in Boston.
Huh. All right. That's cool.
And 1876, Johann Brahms' First Symphony in C premieres in Hauser Grand Duchy of Baden.
Huh. All right.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
1879, African American inventor Thomas Elkins patents the refrigeration apparatus.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is groundbreaking. Moving on up into 1884, Grover Cleveland of the Democrats defeated James G. Blaine of the Republicans for his first presidential term, the only American president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms.
Yes.
So he is like like I don't know the exact number, but like let's say like the 15th and like the 17th president or something like that. Like
No, 50th is James Buchanan.
15.
Yeah, 50th is James Buchanan.
Yeah, well, I wasn't saying he was the 15th. I was
No.
just using that number as an example. Like, he was non-consecutive,
Okay.
so he's on the presidential list twice. So,
Yeah.
in all actual fact, Trump wasn't the 45th president, he was the 44th. Like, everything jumped up a number because of this guy. Thank you.
Technically.
Yep.
And Mike Pence isn't the hit whatever number he was for vice president only because two actually died in office.
Yeah, that's right. So like the actual number of vice presidents is a higher number than the presidents, so, which is weird, you know. But it also makes sense at the same time. But anyway, moving on up into the next century, 1901, Clyde Fitch's play Way of the World premiered in New York City. So what? Did they just go into the audience and just like hit everybody in the stomach and rob them? Like that's the way of the world right there. But then in 1904, the first stadium built specifically for football, Harvard Stadium. Well, that's interesting. Huh.
Those eggheads were playing football.
Football! And we got some more music history in 1909. Ermanno Wolf-Ferrari's opera Il Segreto di Susanna, Susanna's Secret, was first produced in Munich. Huh. Munich, Germany, Susanna. That's not a name you affiliate with Germany. You think of like the West and the plains, everything. Oh, Susanna, won't you come with me? Um, Nothing like Germany though. But anyway, you got an agreement of interest here in 1910.
Yes, 1910, Russian Tsar Nicholas II visits German Emperor Wilhelm II at Potsdam. They force native agreements on spheres of influence in the Middle East.
Huh. Yeah, that's not good. So they're forcing tentative, which actually, what does tentative agreements mean? Tentative. I kind of know, but just in case an audience member doesn't. Tentative agreement means items agreed to at the bargaining table shall be initiated by both parties and not be discussed or changed for the duration of negotiations unless by mutual agreement. Okay, so it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was just something that was like shaky. So, huh.
Okay,
Uh,
now I got two more. In 1918, the Allied armistice with Austria Hungary signed November 3 goes into effect.
so it was signed yesterday. All right.
Both of these are interesting, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna do the first one first. 1921, Japanese Prime Minister Hara Takashi is assassinated by a right-wing fanatic in Tokyo.
Ay ay ay.
God damn.
That's not good.
And also in 1921, the Strom Berlin, or SA, the Brown Shirts, is formally established by Adolf Hitler.
Oh no, here we go. That's not good. And I was just thinking 1921, so 101 years later, another Japanese prime minister gets assassinated. And I'm pretty sure there's been more since then, like in between, but still, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, one we talked about got attacked by a katana.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was talking about Abe back in July of this
Yeah, I
year.
know.
Yeah. But then we got a historic discovery. 1922, 100 years ago, Howard Carter discovered the intact tomb of the pharaoh Tutankhamun in Egypt. Well, that is awesome. Like my mom was major into Egyptology, and got I really have got to get on the shorts. Like I have got to get my shit together and get on those shorts and everything because this would have been great. 1922, 1 century ago, 100 years ago, on this date, this happened. And that is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. But I'm going to move up into 1924. Calvin Coolidge was elected into a full term as President of the United States, defeating Democrat candidate John W. Davis. And I did see that California one before, but, it's just like, it's okay. I mean, like,
These,
well, I'll take it.
boxing was illegal.
Yeah. 1924, California legalized professional boxing, which had been illegal since 1914, 10 years prior. So it's like a
Yeah, man.
decade stint
Look,
of no
imagine the
boxing.
cops watching the fight, and the guy wins the title. They raise his hand, then put it behind his back. I see handcuff him.
He was like, yeah, and then he just pulls his arms down like the classic arrest thing,
And I was like, this, they raise him up, the winner, and then they cuff him.
cuff him. Dude, I can see that in a movie scene. It's just like like an amazing boxing bout and everything, and the guy's just like there, and then you just see like a close up of like just one arm just handcuff. Like, what's going on? Boxing is illegal. Fuck. Anyway, your turn, sir.
19, 1924, Nellie Taylor Ross, one of the first two women elected U.S. governor, Wyoming. Also see Marion Ma Ferguson of Texas.
Yeah, just above it, one after the other. So they are the first of two women
Okay.
elected as governor, one for Texas, one for Wyoming. That's cool.
Oh, yes, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Also, 1924, Stanley Baldwin becomes Britain's prime minister for a second time after a landslide victory over Ramsay MacDonald's Labour Party. Who the fuck wants a man with the name MacDonald as their fucking prime minister?
I don't know, man. Like, somewhere out there has a cheeseburger from here, you know?
Well, he got assassinated.
Oh.
Also Family Guy.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Man, Cheese got shot and he was eating his head.
And his tomato fell out.
Uh-oh. 1928, American gangster Arnold Rothstein is shot at a business meeting for repeatedly refusing to pay gambling debts. Dies 6th of November. Pay your kaboom. Pay your fees.
Pay your debts, guys. Pay your debts, because the tax man is a coming. Like, if you ever think you're ever alone, you can be out on a desert island. The instant you do anything that's taxable, the IRS will be on you like flies on shit. Guarantee you. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, they will find you. So, in 1929, Richard E. Byrd, Lawrence McKinley Gould, and their polar expedition team began a 2.5-month, 1,500-mile dog sled journey into the Queen Maud Mountains, the first expedition of the interior of Antarctica. Well, that's cool. All the way back in 1929. Huh. Then, 1931, Jean Genet's play Judith premiered in Paris. Alright. We got another historic event in 1933. Bulgarian communist Georgy Dimitrov defended himself and the ideology of communism against Hermann Goring and his Nazi accusers on charges of setting the Reichstag on fire. That's right. Hitler ordered the Reichstag to be burnt and blamed it on the commies in order to validate a reason to invade the Soviet Union, also known as Operation Barbarossa. So there you go. At least one of his, false flag things to happen. But Mr. Sohan, I see something interesting in the first 1939 here.
Yes. 1939, the first air-conditioned automobile Packard exhibited Chicago, Illinois. Ooh, good.
Yeah. So thank you. Like,
Also,
Go ahead.
Also, in 1939, U.S. allows cash and carry arms sales during War II.
Huh, cash and carry. So I wonder what that means. What is cash and carry arms sales? What is cash?
Apparently.
Let's see here. Before passage of the Neutrality Act of 1939, Roosevelt persuaded Congress to allow the sale of military supplies to allies like France and Britain on a cash and carry basis. They had to pay cash for American-made supplies and then transport the supplies on their own ships. Okay, well that's fair. So the Lend-Lease Act, of course. So I'm going to add a link to this in the underbar. I haven't put in anything in the description in a few days, actually. So people want some meat to sink their teeth into with this history stuff. I'm trying to provide.
Also, 1948, American humorist Will Rogers commemorated by U.S. Postal Service on 3-cent stamp.
Yeah, commemorated, which means they put his face on the stamp. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got
Your
a Nobel
turn.
Prize here. Same year.
Okay. Also, 1948, American-born British poet T.S. Eliot wins Nobel Prize for Literature.
Huh. All right. T.S. Eliot. Yeah, that's a big name in novels and such. Moving on up into 1950, U.S. troops vacate Pyongyang, North Korea. So that was when we were up in North Korea, and then the Chinese came in and pushed us back down. The NATO came in, no, not NATO, but the UN. Yeah, the UN helped, right? Not NATO. In the Korean War.
I think so.
Well, there was something more than just the U.S. military involved in there. So something came in and helped us, and then we just pushed right back, and it became a completely moot war, which we are still technically at war with right now, which blows the hell out of my mind, because think about it: the U.S. and North Korea, and well, South Korea on our side, we're still in active war. It's just a ceasefire going on right now. Donald Trump went over the border into a warring nation. They could have shot him on sight, justifyingly as far as like the rules of warfare, goes. That's insane. Like that just tells me that doesn't tell me the guy has any balls. That tells me everything is under control by something that we don't know, and all of this is a giant show and dance. But anyway, I'm going to move on up into 1951. Ryder Cup Golf, Pinehurst Resort. United States won 9.5 to 2.5. Sam Snead playing captain for U.S. Arthur Lacey non-playing GP skipper. Great Britain skipper. So, then we have an election of interest in 1952. Republican candidate Dwight D. Eisenhower was elected president of the United States, defeating Democrat candidate Adlai Stevenson. Wow, Adlai Stevenson. Can you imagine having a president named Adlai?
No.
Huh. Adelaide. And I think it is now your turn once again.
Okay, 1958. Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli crowned as Pope John the 13th.
23rd.
Well, 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 1958, Belgian minority governor of Gaston Kins resigns.
Uh huh. Huh.
And 1959, Ernie Banks Cubs shortstop wins second consecutive National League MVP.
Ah. All right. Well, why don't you take a fourth one?
1960, Mary Leakey and Louis Leakey discovered the first Homo habilis jaw fragments OH7 at Olivali Gorge in Tanzania.
So another species, or subspecies of humanity, one of our
Yep, a
ancestors.
subspecies.
Homo habilis. Interesting. 1 year later, 1961, U.S. folk singer-songwriter Bob Dylan, with his awesome hat, made his Carnegie Hall debut in New York City. Of course, tickets were priced at $2. Wow, I can even afford that right now. I have $3 in my bank. $3.61, but still, I can afford a ticket to go see Bob Dylan. That is awesome. Then we got some more music here in 1963. John Lennon utters his infamous line at a Royal Variety performance. Will the people in the cheaper seats clap your hands? And for the rest of you, if you'll just rattle your jewelry in London. Yeah, that's shoving it right in the face, of the wealth gap, all that stuff. It's always been a class war. It's just even more so today. But yeah, imagine saying that in today's world. Oh my God. Then we got some more music here. An album released in 1968. Wichita Lineman, the 12th album by Glenn Campbell, was released, later to receive the Billboard Album of the Year in 1969. Well, all right. And it looks like you got a meeting of interest in 68 as well.
1968, Northern Ireland Prime Minister Terence O'Neill meets British Prime Minister Harold Wilson for talks on Northern Ireland. Wilson states no change of constitutional position of Northern Ireland possible without consent of its people.
Yep, yep. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that a lot of people don't consent. I support myself. I support a free Ireland, and I'm not even a European or anything. I just believe that Britain should stop holding on to the little, countries it first grabbed onto. So, oh wow, 1970. Holy crap, dude.
Yes, 1970, Russian nuclear physicist Audrey Sharkov forms Human Rights Committee.
Well, that's interesting. I was specifically talking about the one above that, but that's still pretty cool. Human Rights Committee. We need those.
Oh,
So,
yeah. This girl, feral child. 1970 Jeannie, a 13-year-old feral child found in Los Angeles, California, have been locked in her bedroom by her father for most of her life.
that is
Yes.
disgusting. Why? Like, why do people do stuff like that? Like, and that's not the only case. Like, I've heard, like, people living up until their adulthood. Like,
Oh
just,
man, he had this one girl in Russia who was, I don't know, as a young kid and raised with by the dogs.
yeah. Yeah,
She was
that's
even
right.
barking.
Yeah, that's
Oh, she's
right.
okay. She's learned to speak human like a human now.
Ah, that's good. There's a lot of feral children out there, feral people, whatnot, just living out in the land. Like like the loggers in Louisiana. The swamp people. They're pretty feral. Anyway,
So
75.
yeah. Oh, what up? This happened in 1973.
What happened in 1973?
1973, New Orleans Saints first shutout victory, 13-0 versus Buffalo Bills.
That's a drumming right there.
But I bet they didn't win a fucking Super Bowl that year.
Oof. Poor Saints.
No, no, they won one in 2009.
Ah, okay. So at least they won
Finally,
one.
finally, they got a fucking Super Bowl when everybody was fucking happy.
Yep.
In 1975, Orioles Jim Palmer wins his second Cy Young Award.
All right.
It's your turn.
We got some more sports history in 1976 here. The first mass market free agent re entry draft. Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy, or Golett, Tennants, Fingers, Baylor, Grinch, and McCovey were available. Huh. I wonder why they only fully named two people: Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy. Everybody else is just by last names. I guess they're not important. Who has the last name of Grinch? Seriously, that's that's not someone's house you want to go to for Christmas. But then let's see here. What else do we have? 1978 third annual re-entry free agent draft. Pete Rose, Tommy John, and Darrell Evans were available. Well, at least they named all of these people, so that's good. And then I see at 1979 the Iran hostage crisis. 500 Iranian students loyal to Ayatollah Khomeini seized the U.S. Embassy in Tehran, taking 90 hostages for 444 days. That is over a year. Holy crap.
You know,
That sucks. So,
in 1980, in Major League Baseball, Philadelphia Phillies, Steve Carlton wins third National League Cy Young Award.
all right. I saw something that's
Like,
just funny to me because of the internet. The 1980 right above what you just read.
1980, Libyan invasion in Chad.
They invaded Chad. Oh no, the Chad. But that doesn't count as one of your articles. So go on, good sir.
1983, Warner Brothers Records released Hearts and Bones, sixth studio album by American songwriter Paul Simon.
All right, never heard of those. Never heard of that song.
Neither.
But you missed an election of interest in 1980, a big one.
1980, uh, Republican candidate Ronald Reagan is elected president of the United States, defeating incumbent Democrat U.S. President Jimmy Carter by a landslide.
Dang. Yeah, those are two big names in politics. They both were presidents at one point. So, let's see here. Let's just move on up here into 1990. Um, Still your turn, right? I believe, unless there's anything like there's a.
Do one more. 1990. Anton Senna retires with gearbox trouble during the season-ending Australian Grand Prix in Allendale. Wins by 7 points from Alan Prost. McLaren Honda wins constructors title for third straight year.
Dang, they're building good cars. But like I just while I was talking with you, I just like scrolled up to see if there's anything we missed, and we missed something really interesting here. I'm going to take us back into 1984. Nicaragua held their first free elections in 56 years, with the Sandinistas winning by 63%. 56 years. Could you imagine? Like that's a long time. But then again, it used to be like thousands of years, under like kings and queens and dynasties and all that shit. So, but still, that's a long time not to have elections. At least from our perspective, living in the states and whatnot. But then I'm going to take us up into 1990 once again, or 1991. Um, Actually, no, 1990. Iraq said it was preparing for a dangerous war, which didn't prepare enough. And it really was dangerous for them, especially to the people
Your,
on that freeway.
your neighbors being invaded.
Yes, my neighbors are being invaded once again. Yeah, you can hear it? That's not good. Like, oh my god, they're really going ham on those shrubs. Anyway, 1991, we have Imelda Marcos returned from exile to the Philippines and was arrested the next day for tax fraud and corruption. She was then released on $6,400 bail. That seems kind of cheap. What are they doing? But yeah, isn't this a shoe lady?
Uh, Shoot, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like the one who had like all those shoes and everything. Like she had like a 6,000 pairs of shoes or something crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shoe lady.
yeah. And then
Also,
go ahead.
no, continue. It's your turn still.
Oh yeah, in 1993, Elton John was awarded $518,700 from Sunday Mirror for a false report on his diet. Wow. So they accused him of eating food and he sued them, and then he got over $500,000. That's frivolous as all hell. Like, why does it matter? Jeez, man, Elton John, why are you doing
He
that?
eats six dicks a day.
Well, that explains why. Yeah,
Wrong. I eat 7 dicks a day.
yeah.
Dude. Okay, 1994, San Francisco first conference that focuses exclusively on the subject of the commercial potential of the World Wide Web.
Ah, all right. That's interesting. I
Hmm?
need to copy and paste that and post that into this Discord server that I'm in. The Y files, go check them out.
Ooh.
They're really good. Um, well, you missed a highlighted one right above it.
Yeah.
1993.
Now, oh yeah, 1993, Jean Creighton is appointed Prime Minister of Canada by Governor General Ray Nation.
Yeah, good luck. I don't know. Hinachian. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's the best I can do. Um,
Oh
okay,
god.
go Canada, I guess.
1996, British girl group The Spice Girls released their debut album Spice. Goes on to sell 23 million copies.
Oh, well, where's the Sugar Girls and the Everything Nice Girls? Then we'll get the Powerpuff Girls. Haha, see what I did
Yeah.
there? Actually,
Yeah,
no. Then we need the
they were
Chemical
pretty
X Girls.
popular. They were pretty popular in their day.
They were.
I
Wait,
see they're only showing 3 of the Spice Girls so far: Ginger, Sporty, and Baby.
yeah.
Shout
Actually,
out to Ginger for actually having a name that's actually a fucking spice.
dude, isn't, speaking of spices and stuff, like, KFC's Twitter, aren't they only following the, 7 Spice Girls, or like, several, the Spice Girls and several people
Lemon
named
herb.
Herb or something like that?
You're following spices and herb.
Yeah, the 13 spices and herbs or whatever, herbs and spices that they use.
Yeah.
And then 1997, Mercury Nashville Records released Come On Over, the third studio album by Shania Twain, which later received a Billboard Album of the Year 2 years later in 1999. That's
Yeah.
different. So,
Fucking. Oh shit. First one.
yeah, now I'm going to be doing the split here. Let's see here. Doop. Doop. Alright. What do you mean first one? The year 2000? Or
No, the 2001.
2001? Oh, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the first film adaptation of the book series by J.K. Rowling, starring Daniel Radcliffe, premiered in London, titled Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone in some markets. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and not J-
A.K. No Roland.
no, she's the author. Who's the who played Hermione?
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. Yes,
But she's not important. The most important one is Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Yes. You
Snape.
you dare use my own spells against me, Potter?
That is good. You deserve an A. No one
2001
had the
as
balls to
well.
do it.
Yep. We have the 53rd Emmy Awards, The West Wing, Sex and the City, James Gandolfini, and Eddie Falco won. Of
Yep.
course, yep, the
Of course,
Sopranos.
I'm about to say, he didn't win for no Sex in the City. He went for The Sopranos.
Yeah, no, he wasn't in Sex and the City. So, West Wing, no, that's another show I have yet to see. I am so behind on movies and TV shows, it is obscene. Like, I'm going to spend the next, like, multiple decades just catching up. But then we got another 2001 here. U.S. tennis star Serena Williams won the WTA Tour Championship in Munich, Germany, after Lindsay Davenport defaulted the final duel to a knee injury, Williams' first season-ending title. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Based off of an injury, though, so that's kind of takes the wind out of your sail. But okay.
She purposely hit that bitch knee with a fucking crowbar.
Oh God.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I don't know, man. You know, with how sports are these days. I mean, remember like how many ice skaters have been attacked by knives? You know, like 3 to my knowledge.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. But then you got an album release here in 2003. Speaking of 3.
Yeah, wow. 2003, shocking, y'all.
Huh.
Its studio album by Toby Keith is released. Billboard Album of the Year 2004. No
Nice.
one cares about Toby Keith.
I want the hat though, at least. I have a hat problem. Seriously.
Oh, God. 2008,
Yep.
Barack Obama becomes the first African American to be elected president of the United States, beating Republican candidate John McCain.
Yeah. 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 Whatever.
Yeah. Fuck you, McCain. God rest your soul.
Was it John McCain or no? It was Dick Cheney who shot his friend in the face, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, let's see here.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I see something in 2014.
2014, the body of the last missing victim is found on board the wrecked Costa Concordia. Burn is dismantling in Giona.
Yeah, Costa Concordia. That's that ship that the captain was drunk and he like crashed it and it like kind of tilted over a bit and he left.
Side? Yeah.
Yeah. That was a clown show right there. Ooh, another 2014. The one just before the highlighted one.
2014, Tim Scott becomes the first African American senator in the South since the Reconstruction.
Dang. When was the Reconstruction anyway? Um, when was U.S. Reconstruction in South? Like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. After the Civil War. So, dang, it's been over 100 years. That's been like 160 years. That's insane. But you got a battle of interest here.
Yeah, battle of interest. 2014, Ukrainian President Pietro Poroshenko orders army reinforcements to the south and eastern cities to combat the rebel offensive.
Potential rebel offensive, yeah. So this was during our shadow shenanigans and everything, causing the entire uprising and all that stuff. And I've explained it, to we actually have someone who lives in Ukraine in the server. You know that?
Really?
Yeah, Nick Partola. He's the leader of another Discord server, a political debate server. But he's in the OMNI coalition as well. He lives in Ukraine. He's there. That's wild.
Yeah. political discord, you mean it's a bunch of people who want to act like they want to be racist?
Yeah, and it just unfortunately, like, has stereotypically devolved into a shitposting server, despite my best efforts to help them. But, whatever, I can only do so much. But anyway, 2015, here we go. Speaking of politics, yeah. Oh my god, I have to send this to, here we go. It is your turn, right?
No, it's your turn.
Oh, well, 2015, Justin Trudeau was sworn in as Canadian Prime Minister with a cabinet split equally between men and women. All right, that's interesting, right there.
Who are you sending it to?
What?
You said you gotta send it to somebody.
Oh, Miss Grimm, because she's Canadian. Like, our Canadian,
Yeah.
Irish resident psychopathic, woman. Anyway, 2015 as well. Speaking of psychopathic women, Katy Perry was the highest paid musician of the year, earning $135 million according to Forbes magazine. Damn, that's a lot of money. And then we got a television premiere in 2016. British TV series The Crown premiered with Claire Foy playing Queen Elizabeth II and Matt Smith as Prince Philip. All right. I was going to say, damn, they look really good, but no, that's the actual people.
Okay, Matt Smith, the fucking one of the doctors.
One of the doctors?
Yeah, Matt Smith was a doctor.
Huh.
The Doctor Who.
Oh, okay.
He was the 11th Doctor.
Ah, I did not know that. And I've lost count of turns. I'll just take.
I'll do this one.
Okay, go for it.
It's a lot of fucked up shit. Okay, 2017. Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Nusa opens in Jakarta with items from the collection of Indonesian tycoon Paranto Akidosomo.
Interesting.
And also in 2017, Saudi Arabia arrests 11 princes and other ministers on corruption charges, including billionaire investor Prince Khalid bin Tal.
That sounds like something politically motivated to me. Like they're trying to get rid of, their opponents or something. I don't know.
Also, 2018, Camila Cabello wins 4 awards at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Bilbao. Janet Jackson accepts the Global Icon Award.
Camilo Cabello. I always thought that was either the name of a song or the name of a band. I had no idea that was actually a person. Like, it just doesn't sound like a human's name. Camilo Cabello. It sounds like like a cabana or something.
Mm-hmm. Also, 2018, death toll from week-long storm in Italy rises to 29, with death of 9 people in floods in Calabria, Sicily.
Huh. And 1 year later, in 2019, the largest mass communication in U.S. history when 462 non-violent inmates, commutation, in U.S. history when 462 non-violent inmates were freed from Oklahoma prisons as part of state prison reforms. No, they're just releasing all the violent criminals back in to start anarchy and chaos. So, it's part of all that thing. Ay. So,
some of those people were in there for weed.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, like, they didn't release the non-violent criminals. They just released, like, the murderers, the rapists, the breaking and entering, the robbers, the muggers, they released violent people, not the non-violent people, to my knowledge. So, but let's see here. 2019, 9 members of a U.S.-Mexican Mormon family, including 6 children, were shot and killed in an attack by a criminal gang in northern Mexico. Well, I mean, they're Mormons, so, I mean, they're humans too, I guess, but, yeah. Anyway, 2020, just 2 years ago, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed ordered military offensive and state of emergency in northern region of Tigray amid fears of civil war. Ethiopia. E. That's not good. Then before we move on to the births and deaths, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most, Sohan?
Yeah, Glover Cleveland and the false flag with Nazis.
Ah, yes, the burning down of, or the burning of the Reichstag. Yeah, the guy who's they pinned it on. Yep. I would say the same thing. Like as usual, I can't really play too many favorites because all of history is important in my eyes, as you know, and everything. But the Gatling gun here, um, he patented his Gatling gun, Richard Jordan Gatling. So that's interesting. My nose is acting up again all of a sudden. Maybe it's all the crap from the gardeners. Thank you, gardeners. Uh, anyway, before we, anyway, audience, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Ask you the same question. Anything that you wish we had, spoken about a little bit more? Anything that you would have liked to add if you had been part of the show? Start a dialogue in the underbar, not the underbar, in the comment section down there. Anyway, let's move on into the bursts. Why don't you start us off in 1448?
1448, Alfonso II, King of Naples, 1494 to 95. Born in Naples, died 1495.
Dang, he was only king for like a year and change, and then he died. That's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
And 1879, Will Rogers, American humorist and actor, Judge Priest, born in Ulaga, Oklahoma.
Dude, what a name. Ulaga. Like, where were you born? Uga Shaka. Uga Shaka.
Uluga.
I was born in I just can't find a feeling. Uga Shaka. I don't know.
Uluga. Uluga.
Uga. I live in a city named after the sound an old timey horn makes. Auga! Like Chattanooga, I don't know. Anyway, we have Walter Cronkite, 1916, a U.S. broadcast journalist and news anchor for CBS Evening News from 1962 through 81. 19 years, that's pretty good. Born in St. Joseph, Missouri, dying in 2009. And then Art Carney, 1918, a U.S. Emmy and Oscar-winning actor, The Honeymooners, Ed Norton, Harry and Tonto, he was Harry, born in Mount Vernon, New York, died in 2003. Huh. Ooh. Oh, this lady.
1925, we have Doris Roberts, American actress everybody loves Raymond, born in St. Louis, Missouri.
She's dead? I thought she was still around.
No, she died.
She was the wicked mother, right?
Man, she wasn't that wicked.
I don't know, man. She had her entire family around her finger, you know.
1929, we have the Kultula Devi, Indian writer and mental calculator known as the human computer, born in Bangalore, Mysore, British India.
I remember reading about her. She has an article somewhere. Here we go. Um, on January, February, March, April, May, on June 18th in 1980, Indian human computer Shakuntala Devi set a world record by mentally multiplying two random 13-digit numbers in 28 seconds. She correctly answered that that 7,686,369,774,870 times 2,465,000,000,000 99 million. I probably got the billions and trillions mixed up. 745,779 equals. I don't even know how to even pronounce that. That looks like a Googleplex to me. I'm not sure, but
Um,
that's insane. I think how do you figure that out? Good God.
Also, 1946, Laura Bush, first U.S. lady, 2001 to 2009, born in Midland, Texas.
Said 1946. Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Why is that not highlighted? It's Laura Bush. Huh. So that's George H.W. Bush's wife, right?
George W. Bush. George
W.
H.W.
Bush.
Bush is Barbara Bush.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Well, dang, she died in 2009, so she died like a year after the end of his presidency. That sucks.
Oh, that's her reign. She's still alive.
Oh, I'm stupid. I am just an idiot.
But Barbara Bush is dead, though.
Yeah, well, I know that. So, Let's see here. Who else was born on this date? We have, oh, hey, Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right.
Yeah.
1969. What? Of course he was born in 69. Of course. He is a
Shit.
U.S. actor. Contact, A Time to Kill, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Sahara. Um, what else? Like he has been in a lot of movies.
And we missed another good one.
Oh, uh,
1961, Ralph Macchio. American actor, Karate Kid franchise, My Cousin Vinny, Beer League, Eight
hmm.
is Enough, 1980 to 1981, born in Huntington, New York.
Oh, dang. All right. Was he the kid in Karate Kid, right? And then like in My Cousin
Daniel
Vinny.
LaRusso.
Okay. And My Cousin Vinny, I've only seen bits and pieces, but he was the guy who ended up getting in jail and then getting represented by his cousin Vinny, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But like going back to Matthew McConaughey here, this is interesting. He was
He-
born in Uvalde, Texas. We all know that city, for a bad reason.
Yeah.
that this guy is just a bag of interesting today. Born in 1969, born in Uvalde. It's Matthew McConaughey. You know, wow. Uh,
God, this guy, P. Diddy.
Puff Daddy, P Diddy. Why don't you take this?
I I gotta tell you what he did. Oh, I'm gonna tell you afterward. 1969, American rapper and producer. Come to me, I'll be missing you. Born in New York City, New York. Yeah, Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy. This fucker for Halloween went as the Joker.
Huh?
And look him up, man. When you after the show.
P Diddy Joker. Oh, I see. Uh, huh, okay, so that's P Diddy. I've seen this. I've seen that
Yeah, P.
picture.
Diddy.
Huh. All right.
He went into character big time.
I'm gonna have to. Huh. TMZ, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Which, by the way, do you know what TMZ stands for?
but
30 mile zone. Because like
okay.
you know the 30 mile zone from that one intersection in Los Angeles or whatever. It's the whole thing about actors and paying them and compensation or non-compensation. It's a whole thing. Audience, I suggest you look it up. The 30 mile zone. It's really interesting. Tom Scott has a really good video on it. And I think maybe that bald guy with the beard. Um, not Vine Sauce, but the other bald guy, the British bald guy with the beard, has a video on it too. I'm not sure, but Tom Scott definitely doesn't know that. Um, then let's see who else was born on the states. Let's see. Well, let's move on up into births. Actually, moving on up into deaths. We have 1203. We have Dirk the Seventh, Count of Holland from 1190 through 1203, and dies. Just dies. Okay. Um, and then we have Felix Mendelssohn, 1809 through 1847. German composer and pianist, Italian symphony, Songs Without Words, died at the age of 38 after a series of strokes. Ugh. That's young and that's
Yeah.
awful. Ugh.
Also, 1918, we have Wilfred Owen, English soldier and anti-war poet. Anthem for the doomed youth, fertility. Killed in action at 25 during the crossing of the Sambri Old Sea Canal, exactly 1 week before the signing of the armistice. Oh my God,
That is sad.
horrible.
Like, Anthem for the Doomed Youth and Futility. That's depressing. And then he was KIA at the age of 25, just 1 week prior. Dude, like, this guy is a living embodiment of his beliefs. That's.
Yeah.
Good God.
1940, we have Manuel Nzinza, Nzaza, uh, Prime Minister of Spain 1931 to 1933 and second President of the Spanish Republic 1936 to 1939, dies of heart attack at 60 while in exile in France.
Uh, huh. So that's just before. When did France get invaded? Uh, when did France. When did Germany invade France? Uh, World War II. Um, hold on. Why won't it tell me? Oh, it's telling me videos. Oh, oops. Oh, wait. May the 10th, 1940, through June the 25th, 1940. So he died in occupied France, either in occupied France or in Vichy France, one of those two. So that sucks. He was in Nazi custody, one way or the other. Cy Young. Oh, hey, the man, the myth, legend himself died on this date in 1955. He was a U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher. Cleveland Spiders, Boston Americans, most wins in MLB history at 511, dying of a heart attack at the age of 88. And yeah, this is the guy that the Cy Young Award was named after because he's so good. He's still like though that haircut is very boyish, like you know, like it belongs on like like an 8-year-old. It's too small. Like, am I the only one getting weirded out by that?
Oh,
Yeah. And then who else died on this date? We have Yitzhak Rabin, 1995, was a prime minister of Israel from 1974 through 77 and 1992 through 95. He was also a 1994 Nobel Peace Prize winner. He was assassinated by Jewish extremist Yigal Amir at the age of 73. Huh. Why would a Jew assassinate another Jew? That's weird. This guy was a PM of Israel, dude. Like he's like the leader of the Jews right now.
he'll probably yelling. If he probably thinking, "Oh my God, we're the bad guy this whole time. We're the bad guys. We're the bad guys," and he's getting dragged off and killed.
I wouldn't be surprised. Oh,
Okay. In 2010, we have Sparky Anderson, American Baseball Hall of Fame manager, World Series 1975, 1976. Cincinnati Reds, WS, White Sox. All right, yeah, White Sox. 1984, and two American League Manager of the Year, Detroit Tigers, died from dementia at 67. Oh,
76.
76.
Yeah.
Uh,
He died from dementia at a gas station. That sucks. Um,
well,
you missed one 2 years prior. This is a big name here.
also, 2008, we have Michael Crichton, American novelist, Andromeda Strain, Congo Looker, and filmmaker Jurassic Park ER dies at 66.
That's unfortunate. That's rather young.
Hmm?
Then who else died on the States? I guess I'll just say
I'm gonna say 2021, Ruth Ann Miller, Nee Covendale, American businesswoman and politician, governor of Delaware, 2001 to 2009, dies at 86.
dang. All right. Well, happy birthday to the Bursts. Rest in peace to the deaths. And that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar in the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition, when it itself includes.
Johan TV on Twitch.
Yep. Go give them a look-see. Link is in the description, as I just said. Anyway, for your dose of Passive Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 in the morning Pacific time.
12 Central.
Yep. And for all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Johan.
And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you want to check out our news show, which is coming up in about 3 hours, I'm going to try to make it by 2. Talking this, the OMNI Coalition news show. Anyway, whatever the case, whenever you see us, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Ray 5, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing anymore. Toodles!